Good morning, and thank you for joining Unity of Mesa Online. I'm Reverend Kellogg, and along with Joyce, Kaye, who's doing meditation this morning, and our music team of Katie Seiferth, our director, and Andrew Seiferth, our support musician, we just give thanks for you joining us. Let's begin this morning with an opening prayer. So I invite you to gently close your eyes and take that breath of life in and through you, each cell of your body vibrating to that vibrant health of spirit. We breathe in again and recognize that breath of life moving in and through all those that we live with, those we share our community with, those we share the planet with, allowing that life of spirit, whole, healthy, well-being to move in and through and flow through, healing all disruptions of spirit. We affirm again that we are the light of the world, and we allow our light to shine that it might lead and guide others to knowing that the guidance of God, the wisdom of God is guiding our lives. Today we affirm that the wisdom of God is revealed through us as light, as life, as love, and we affirm that for ourselves and for others. And for that, we are so grateful, and so it is. Amen. The affirmation today is the wisdom of God is revealed through me. We're continuing our exploration of the book, The Most Important Thing with Adishante. Today, we're going to be talking about that deep wisdom that comes from within, that is accessible to each one of us as we turn our awareness and our attention to it. So our affirmation is the wisdom of God is revealed through me. Let's say that together. The wisdom of God is revealed through me. Now let's have Katie sing, I release and I let go.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was ahead. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, well, you've gotta let it go. Yeah, you've gotta let it go. You gotta let it all go. And this is what you got to say. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggles, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm
you, Katie. Hey, you guys, do you know that it's been 2 months since we've been together in our sanctuary? It was March 15th, and by then, even some of you were beginning to stay home and to stay safe and healthy. I wish I knew when we were going to be opening our doors to welcoming you back, but it's a day-to-day process, and we're listening to the healthcare experts so that when we do open our doors, it will be safe for all of you to return and safe for the staff. So stay tuned. We'll let you know through our Wednesday e-newsletter or on our Facebook page or on our website at unityofmesa.org, and certainly we'll announce it on Sundays for the services. And so we just continue to hold everybody in prayer and well-being, and we'll let you know when we can come back. We can't wait to welcome everybody back, believe me. But in the meantime, join us for virtual fellowship after service, right after our 10:15, so it's about 11:15. If you sign up on our home page before the end of service, you can join us in our fellowship garden. Everybody brings their own coffee, and we just check in with each other on Zoom. It's a lot of fun, so you might want to participate in that. We continue with our Sangham meditations on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. through Zoom. Our care meetings, check-in times on Zoom are on Tuesdays, and if you'd like to be a part of that with Reverend Judy, please email Nancy at unityofmesa.org. If you or someone you love would like to be on the prayer list, you can go to our Unity Cares and fill out that prayer slip, and that will be held in confidence and in prayer by our chaplains. And there's other ideas for spiritual support on that page as well. Go to Ministries Unity Cares, and there's all that information. And now I have a very tender announcement to make. Katie Seiferth, our music director, has blessed us with amazing music in the past 3.5 years. The quality and the diversity has blessed our services. We've so appreciated her gifts, her light, her presence, the love that she brings on a Sunday morning, and the talent she brings. And so it is with a tender heart that I announce that we're all going to have to say goodbye to her. Katie has accepted a full-time position with another congregation and will be leaving us sometime in the middle of June.
Hi, Unity of Mesa. Katie Seiferth here, and I want to take a moment to let you know some news. The Valley Unitarian Universalist Congregation has offered me the permanent position as Director of Music Ministries, and I have accepted. This means that I will be leaving my position with Unity of Mesa. I will be starting July 1st, so I still have some time with you. But I want you to know deeply from my heart how thankful I am and appreciative of this space that has allowed me to grow as a musician, grow as a director, and grow as a human being. If you don't know, I also have other news. I am 22 weeks pregnant, and we are having a boy. So much transitions and changes, even with the world transitioning and changing. But what anchors me is the love that I have for you that I know can't ever go away. I plan to come and visit, sing from time to time, and I invite you to stay connected with me as well. To me, we are family, and I will never forget the memories, all of the songs that you've thrown my way, the times that I led the choir, and the times that we've shared together in Sunday service. Andrew?
I just wanted to say a quick goodbye too. Like Katie said it all. We're definitely going to miss you. This has been our place, like our spiritual home for almost 4 years now. So we do appreciate your friendship, and we're going to really miss you, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the future.
Yes, and prayers and fingers crossed that I can hug you goodbye come June. And if not, then when we can meet together, I'm gonna come and get my hugs. Love you all so much. Thank you.
Because we'll want to send our blessings to Katie and to Andrew and thank them for their presence in our ministry. And I'll give that date so that you can do that when I know for sure what that is. And so we also ask that you hold for the right and the perfect person to follow Katie, so that our history of wonderful music will continue to unfold. And now it's time for our offering. We are so grateful to all of you for your financial gifts that support this ministry. The staff and the ministers are dedicated in being good stewards of the gifts that we receive, so that we can prepare and be ready for all of you when it's time to return to our facility. There are many ways to give: indirectly through the book sales off of our website, adding Unity Church of the East Valley as your favorite charity on Smile, Amazon, and Fry's Rewards, or directly through online giving from our webpage, through our Gift Plus app, or by sending a check. All gifts are received with great love and appreciation, and we thank you for that. And so if you'll take your gift of love in your hands and say with me our blessing. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, Spirit. Now let's prepare for meditation.
Good morning. Let's get settled in a comfortable position, and then close your eyes if you are comfortable doing so. Take a deep, long breath, hold it for a second, and then release. Take another deep, long inhale, hold it for a second, and then release it through your mouth with an audible ah, letting go of the outer world and just relaxing, just being. As we stop and go within, we are able to connect to the wisdom we each have and to listen as it is revealed to us. I affirm for each of us, the wisdom of God is revealed through me. I invite you now to drink in the following words. Wisdom is the whisper of my heart, my inner compass that is guiding me to my good. When the people in my life try to guide me by advising me or sharing what they've learned from their lives, I remember that I have the greatest resource of all within me. My power of wisdom directs me. If I find myself questioning my direction, I use wisdom to intuit the best way to go. With each step, I feel the rightness of my decision. I listen to my wisdom and let it guide me. From the people with whom I choose to spend my time to the ways I use my resources, my choices enrich my life and the lives of others. With deep appreciation, I celebrate that I am an expression of divine wisdom. I let my light shine brightly. Now, let's spend a few minutes in the silence, going deeper, listening for Spirit's wisdom to be revealed. The wisdom of Spirit is revealed through me. It is now time to slowly start coming back to the outer realm. Breathe deeper, wiggle your toes, stretch your arms and legs, slowly open your eyes. Let's take another deep inhale and let go, feeling refreshed and ready to go about our day. I affirm for each of us, the wisdom of Spirit is revealed through me. We are grateful, and so it is. Namaste.
Something's calling me. Something's calling me. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Feel like I'm walking on marbles. Can't steal the earth beneath my feet. Is my head in the clouds, my naked legs left dangling? I can feel my heart begin to pound. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. A long dark night, my soul it wanders. I can't see the light that moves me. If God is everything and everywhere that I belong, spiritually wakes me from my sleep. Oh, something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Oh Lord, oh Lord, take me deeper than I've ever been before. Oh Lord, oh Lord, pull me deeper than I've ever been before. My faith keeps calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. My dreams keep calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. What keeps calling you? What keeps calling you? What keeps calling you a little bit deeper than you've ever been before? God is calling me, and I'm grateful like I've never been before.
You know, the most important thing is about our spiritual journey, our spiritual path. And there's many ways that get us started. Could be trying to lessen the pain from self-judgment, feeling less than. It could be that somehow we have discerned that there's something greater than we are, that there must be something more to this life than we're experiencing. And those feelings and those thoughts take us to that edge of beginning that journey and beginning that path. And whatever your beginning or your entrance gate was, know that we pretty much end up with the same questions. What is my place in the universe? Who am I? What is life? And what the heck is going on here? And so in asking those questions, we open ourselves up to the journey, to the seeking. But to know that sometimes seeking outside ourselves is not always the finding. There's a story of Isaac from the book The Treasure by Yuri Shulevitz. And Isaac lived in a little village, and he lived in poverty, and there were many nights that he went to bed hungry. One night he had a dream, and a voice told him to go to the capital city, and there at the bridge where the gate to the palace was, he would find a great treasure. The next morning, he didn't think much about it, and it was just a dream, and he went through his day. And that next night, he had the same dream and heard the same voice. And the third night, he had the same dream and heard the third voice, and he woke up and he said, this must mean something. And so he began to walk. It was many miles to the capital city, and sometimes he got rides, but mostly he walked through forests and over mountains, till one day he reached the capital city. And he found his way to the bridge and the gate to the palace. But to his dismay, it was guarded day and night. But that didn't deter him. Every morning he went to the gate went to the bridge and just waited. After a couple of days, the head guard came up to him and says, what are you doing here? And Isaac said, well, I had this dream, and he shared his dream with the guard. The guard started laughing. He said, well, if I believed every dream I dreamt, I would go to this little village miles away from here to the house of a man named Isaac, and under his stove I would find a great treasure. And he started laughing again. Isaac very quietly turned around and began his trip home, walking through the forest and over mountains, sometimes getting rides, but mostly just walking, until he reached his village and he arrived at his home. And when he went in, he went to the stove, and underneath the stove dug until he found the great treasure. Isaac was so grateful that he built a house of worship, and in it he inscribed this. He said, one must travel far to discover what is near. And Isaac lived in contentment and was never poor again. One must travel far to discover what is near. What I wanted to talk to you about today is that going far doesn't have to mean leaving your house. Going far is being willing to go within yourself to that which is near to you, but may seem very far from reaching it at this point in time. What is it to find the truth, that fundamental realization of being? That fundamental realization is that reality is always present, always constant. It's not out there somewhere. If I just study enough, if I read enough books, or go to enough lectures, or go to that intensive or this intensive, those surely help point the way. But to arrive at your destination is to sit still, to be open, and to listen to the truth that is within you. For reality is always there. The reality that you seek is always present in this moment, right where you are. There's no need to take that journey outside, but to take the journey inside. Philip Dick, a science fiction writer who wrote Blade Runner, Minority Report, Total Recall, wrote that reality is that which, when you stop believing in it, it doesn't go away. And so sometimes we struggle for a spiritual breakthrough, not realizing that we're it. We are the breakthrough, knowing the truth of who we are, coming to see that there's no other there's no other than our own being and no other than our own self. We are all one and connected. And what you are is always here. And the only thing that's always here, what we know to be true, is awareness or consciousness. So we are awareness itself. You are awareness itself, the ground of all experience. And to be aware, to be conscious, that is their destination. So our part of that is letting go of something that might occur in the future or over time, and to just sit with the truth of where we are in this moment, to sink back into our true nature, that divine. 2 weeks ago, we talked about grace and how when we meet challenges, when we meet difficulties, we have a greater opportunity to experience a grace and an opening up into a greater understanding. And we're reminded during these times that there is a great vitality beneath the surface of what's going on. Beyond of what we know, there is that energy, there is that life, there is that wisdom that is waiting for us to open up to it. And when we go beyond our normal way of coping with illness or the loss of a job or loss of a loved one, when we can no longer fall back on our normal ways of coping to get through, it provides us, being willing to be in it, provides us the capacity to access something we might not otherwise be able to access, to be available to whatever is occurring in the moment. We talked about that when we face a difficulty or challenge, what would it be like, instead of finding a quick answer or a quick resolution of it, to be willing to sit right in the middle of it, to open ourselves up and to listen. And it can be scary sometimes because we are at the edge of the known and the unknown. And what is unknown can be scary to us. Unknown can cause us to say, well, let's just go with the way that we've done it before. It wasn't perfect, but let's just go with the way it is. And then there's that feeling of unsatisfaction, because there is a voice within us, a desire within us, a yearning within us to know the truth of who we are and to be that truth in the world. And what we know is that the things that we try to avoid are usually those things that will lead us to a greater awakening, to a broader way of seeing and experiencing life. That when we have faith in this instance, it's not about a set of beliefs, but a trust. When we trust that there is something more, we allow ourselves to make that breakthrough and to grow into a new and deeper way of understanding. The knowing of the next step arises when we have the capacity to rest in not knowing what that next step is. Think about that. The knowledge of what is the next step to take on our spiritual path is when we have the capacity to rest in not knowing what it is, and to recognize that this is an intimate part in the process of transformation. They said that right action is that leap from fear to faith, from fear to trust, spontaneous, not premeditated, not from the ego, but the dimension of action and of wisdom and divine love, compassion, all those things that are integral to our being. Right action stems from there, not us thinking it through, rationalizing, but allowing that spontaneous knowing to come out. And so our work on the spiritual path is to get the feel of what it's like to sustain a sense of insecurity, to not leap at the quick answer in a conditioned way, but to listen to the quieter voice and the whisper inside. Because no matter how we come about it, we can trust in that something that is beyond our current experience, beyond our current knowledge, beyond our mind. There's something beyond that, greater and deeper, that will not let us fail, not let us fall. So how do we move through these confusing moments? How are we willing to stay within the challenge and the uncertainty, to sit there right in the middle of it at that moment? Well, stop. Stop and feel where you are. Stop struggling to get out. Stop looking for the security. Stop anxiously reaching for the answer or the resolution. Just stop and feel where you are. And feel the presence of that moment. Let yourself inhabit that quieter part of your being by being willing to not know, to be willing to stay in an insecure and unconcluded inner atmosphere. So stop and feel where you are, feel the presence of the moment, and then open to a vision, just something that's not a repeat of the same old way of doing things, but being open and listening. You would say it's listening to the whisper of God. That voice, that desire, that yearning that wants you to know you in a greater way. Because when you know you in a greater way, you know the truth of all reality. Fear is part of it, but we need to realize that fear doesn't always mean danger. Sometimes it just means that's the edge of the known and the unknown, that something new is going to be happening that we haven't experienced before. And so there's a feeling of fear that comes in it. But when we become conscious, when we connect with our consciousness and more awareness, we begin to realize there's a lot of unknown to us, and an overwhelming amount that is unknown to us. I always say that the more life experience I have, the less I know, because it gets wider and deeper, that mystery and that adventure within my soul and within my spirit, and that connection, as I'm sure it is for you also. What we know to be true is that sometimes we do more damage by what we think we know than what we don't. That our imagination, our projection, our creating scenarios that haven't ever happened, thinking of all the things that could happen, get in the way. But we need to realize is that when we don't feed the fear, when we're willing to face it right on and not back away from it, to not run away from our insecurities and the difficulties, but to be right there, fear cannot sustain itself. Fear cannot resist you. Fear actually needs you to resist it for it to survive. But what would it be like to be able to sit there and say, to just be open and willing to be okay with the unknowing? That's a huge order. We're not like that in our Western civilization. We need answers. We need facts. We need details. But what would it be like to sit there in the midst of all of it and not ask for the details, not need to have the answers, but just to be open and to listen, to give the chance of the wisdom of God to be revealed through us, the wisdom of the divine, the energy, the very life of life. Meet the fear itself. Not the projection, not the imagination, but just meet the fear itself. Because fear lies in that sense of separation, when we see ourselves as different. Spiritual practice, being on the path, then helps us become conscious that us, our true nature, is the unknown. That's what we don't know. It's the truth of who we are. And we might mentally or intellectually say, oh yeah, this is define them. But do we live from that place of knowing our true nature? Confronting that can be sort of scary, but that's the path of the spiritual guide, the path of the spiritual seeker, not to be taking that trip to travel far physically, but to be willing to travel far within, to that which is near, that great treasure of the truth of who we are, that which is real, our divine self. Søren Kierkegaard, the Danish philosopher and theologian, wrote, "Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced." Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. I wish you well on your journey inward. Now let's have some music.
I found myself in Taiwan, sacrifice who I am beneath it all. I take a step and go and push myself, open my mind, it'll open doors. Don't be afraid, the journey's there to make me strong. To have faith, there's a lot to find and less to see. This is my next chapter, another me to be. Let love replace my fears. And this is my prayer, to seize the day. This is my song, to dive within my soul. My soul is free. My soul is free. Be brave now, the time has come. The ride's begun to find who I am. The rain pours and sun will shine. It's there to teach and it's there to grow. Don't be ordinary. I need the ground to walk this road. To be on fire, shed the old and light the new. This is my next chapter, another me to be. Let love replace my fears. This is my prayer, to receive my grace. This is my song, to live within my love. This is my prayer, to seize the day. This is my song, to dive within my soul. My soul is free. My soul is free. My soul is free. My soul is free.
Thank you, Katie and Andrew. That's a great song to end today's lesson. And I believe it was an original one, so thank you. So the wisdom of God is revealed through us. The wisdom of God is revealed through us. I invite you this week to be open and willing to just sit and to listen, to take that journey within, to find that treasure that is so near, the true you, your true nature. And so let us say together our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Blessings.